Hey Leo, welcome to your love and romance reading for July 2020. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I know a lot of you like to check it out, the Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. A lot of you like to watch the Venus sign for love. So I'm setting that intention as well. Guys, don't forget, if you're new here, I don't only do love readings. I do the love readings once a month, but every week I do a reading for you guys around career, finance, family stuff, spirituality, all the other important stuff. So be sure to not forget about the rest of your life and check out the weekly readings as well. But we're going to see what's happening for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus in love. Alrighty, my darlings, let's see what's going on. So your first card here, ooh, is Six of Cups. Some of you may be getting some of that Mercury retrograde residue debris situation happening here with this Six of Cups. There could be somebody resurfacing from the past that's maybe popping up and they're wanting another chance with you. Some of you may be feeling sentimental about somebody. Some of you may be wanting to reach out and check in on someone. But Leo, if this is you, even though some of you might be sentimental about somebody or curious about somebody, I don't feel like you've made up your mind about them. I don't feel like you're showing up like, oh my gosh, you're the one, like, please, let's, do this. It's more just kind of like, whatever happened to that person, like you're just kind of maybe a little bit more curious. So if you are a cross watcher and you have a Leo reaching out to you, I would just say you don't have it in the bag just yet. Doesn't mean that there's no chance, right? They may be kind of open to exploring things, but I don't feel like there's a sense of like, this, like this is it, this has to be the person. But there may be a sense or a feeling of unfinished business. Now, Leo, I need to give this message because I feel like there's a good majority of you that this is going to apply to you guys. I feel some of you are feeling unhappiness about your love life because you're looking back at a previous time in your life, either in your existing relationship or with an ex, somebody that you're not with anymore, and you're seeing it as like the best time ever, and nothing is meeting to that expectation. Nothing's living up to that period of time. And the Six of Cups is kind of like a wake-up call for us. Six of Cups, is a card that's kind of like a wake-up card for us because it basically says, look, my darling, you're remembering things better than they actually happened. Okay, and we have a tendency to do that as people. Sometimes we only remember the good and we forget the bad. Some people are the opposite and they can only focus on the negative, but a lot of the times we remember things way better than they actually were. That's why people always say, oh, the good old days. There might be people who think about, oh, the good old days when I was young, but there may have been a lot of things about the world that weren't so great back then, right? But people don't remember that. And so when this card comes up, Spirit is trying to say, look, things happened for a reason, and it's okay for you to forgive yourself for anything you're feeling bad about or regretting, because you didn't make the decisions you made for no reason. It came from somewhere. It came from someplace. You didn't just wake up one day out of nowhere being like, I don't want to be in this relationship, and there's no reason for it. There's reasons for it. You might be forgetting what they are, but there's reasons for it. So I feel like the Six of Cups is coming up for some of you to just have faith and trust that things are happening the way that they're meant to happen, and that it's going to be okay, that you're on track. I feel some of you Leos might be worried or concerned that you took a wrong turn in love. And this card is coming up to say, no, you didn't take a wrong turn. Have faith, okay? Your next card here is the Moon. Now, the Moon, I don't know if one of you guys can correct me here. I would really appreciate it. The Moon is a major arcana card, and that's not what I need correction on. For me in my readings as a reader, when I see major arcana card, it tells me a significant soulmate coming in, and it tells me that this area of your life, which in this case is love and romance, is entering a new chapter. You're entering a new chapter in your love life. Now, astrologically, I may have read incorrectly, but I have read that the moon card also covers Pisces. That when you see the moon card in a reading, it can be representative of Pisces. And I think I used the wrong wording and I said the moon rules Pisces, and a couple of people were like, "Oh my God, you make me cringe." I don't know what. But if anybody out there knows, I'm not an astrologer. I say that up front. I don't pretend to know everything about astrology. I don't. But if someone can tell me why the moon card is representative of Pisces, I'd really appreciate that, because I'm still trying to catch up on the private readings and I don't have time to look all that stuff up right now. But I'm all about learning. I'm all about, receiving education. If anybody has that information, I thank you kindly. But the moon card here could represent Pisces from what I have read. Now, a deeper meaning of the moon card can also be overcoming fears. And it can be that there might be some things beneath the surface that have not been revealed to you just yet. So for those of you where you're kind of wondering, oh, what went wrong? Or I took a wrong turn, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. Spirit is trying to let you know that you may have dodged a bullet in a past situation, and this information might be coming up to the surface for you in July. Okay? Or it's going to become clear to you why it wasn't time just then and how things can be different or treated differently now. Some of you have to get over your fear of letting somebody in, and you may have a significant soulmate coming in. Those of you who've been single for a while, you may have a significant soulmate coming in where you're having to get over that fear. And you're having to open up and trust again. And that's why I said, those of you, you may already know the person that you're wanting to let in. And maybe the reason why you're still kind of on the fence about it, it could be that you're afraid. You've been burnt in the past. You've been hurt and disappointed in the past. And you kind of maybe feel like, you're kind of... You're feeling very pulled, like you want the relationship, but you're also feeling very worried. I also just heard 3 times, I heard the phrase hung the moon, they hung the moon, they hung the moon. So either you feel like this person's looking at you like you hung the moon, and that's making you a little bit nervous because you're like, oh my gosh, what if we get closer and they get to know me better, and what if they're not happy with me, or what if they don't think I'm cool, or what if they don't think I'm special? There's this fear. Or some of you are looking at this other person like they hung the moon, and you feel a little bit intimidated. But Leo, give yourself credit, my darling. Give yourself credit. You're awesome and you're amazing too. And nobody's perfect. I promise you, right? That's why there's the whole thing of never meet your heroes, because then they won't be your heroes anymore. Because we tend to put people on such a high pedestal. But we're all people. We're all people. We're all, nobody's better than the other person. We're all equal. And so remember this as you're letting this person in. You're just as worthy as they are. You're just as special as they are. Okay? So something is happening where there's a chance here to overcome your fears and to let somebody in. So your next card here is 5 of Cups. And so 5 of Cups here is a card that comes up. Again, you have disappointments. Leo, your past disappointments are kind of keeping you from letting this love in, or to let this relationship in. Some of you are feeling very discouraged with the progress in your love life. Again, whether it's existing relationship, or whether this is a new person coming in, or you're trying to meet a new person. 5 of Cups comes up as an encouragement and as a warning for me in my readings, in this instance with the other cards that are coming up, because what it's telling me is that you have a situation here where you've made a lot of progress. And now you're very, very close to manifesting your person. You're very, very close to manifesting the kind of emotional intimacy that you're hungry for. But what happens when we get close? The heart chakra opens up really big. And when that happens, we have a lot of feelings that come to the surface. So we have this exchange of energy about to happen. We have the release, and we have the intake that's going to come in. The new energy is going to come in. The good experiences are going to come in. But sometimes the release is intense or intimidating or scary for us, and we get very tempted to shut down. Five of Cups is a card of self-medicating. And I know when we hear self-medication, we immediately think of like substance and alcohol. And that could be the case for some people, but people self-medicate every single day in a billion different ways, right? It can be through being a workaholic, throwing yourself into your career. It could be shopping. It could be gambling. It could be video games. It could be sugar. It could be food. It could be physical intimacy. It could be a billion trillion different things, So try to be alert of that and try to let yourself ride those waves of emotion, because if you do, and when you do, you're gonna find that your manifesting starts happening a lot quicker, especially if you're trying to manifest relationships. Okay, so just let yourself ride out those waves. For those of you that do have somebody resurfacing and you don't know what happened, it didn't make sense to you what went wrong or why they disappeared or why they pulled away, it could be that they have not told you and they're going to let you know now this time around. They may be struggling with some kind of substance abuse, like actual substance or alcohol or something. And so they might kind of be laying their soul bare to you about that. And maybe it's reverse, Leo. Maybe some of you are wanting to tell somebody like, hey, I really want to be with you, but I need your patience and understanding because here's what my struggle is, and I'm working on it, and I'm working through it. So there could be an issue here where someone's having to make a decision, but you all have to know if this is the case, think about it. Think about it twice before you decide, maybe 3-4 times. Think and think again, because I feel for those of you where someone's like coming to you with their heart on their sleeve and they're like, this is my situation. I want to be with you, but this is what I'm struggling with. Like, they're going to be really counting on you to be patient or to be understanding or to be sensitive towards what they're going through. Now, some of you may decide and you may say, wow, well, I want to be here for this person. I want to be friends, but I don't know if I'm ready to commit to a relationship, whatever it might be. But whatever you decide, I feel like, yes, I'm all in. Don't say yes and then be like, oh my God, no, this is too hard. Forget it. I can't do it. Right? So let your yes mean yes. Let your no mean no. I really do feel like somebody's working really hard to heal and somebody has a lot of healing to do. And so whatever capacity you're going to be there, then be there in that capacity. And if you think about it and you're like, I really care about this person, but man, I don't know if I'm not strong enough to make this, but I don't want to leave them hanging, then at least you can let them know, okay, like we can be friends and I can be here for you as a friend, but maybe the romantic aspect is going to complicate things, while we're healing or whatever it might be. Pray about it, meditate about it, and you have to do what resonates with you. Okay? But I really feel like some things are coming to the surface here that are going to need to be dealt with and that are going to require patience and love and understanding. So the next card here is Three of Pentacles. So what we talked about, Leo, about that patience, Three of Pentacles is a card that comes up for me in a reading that basically says, there's a good foundation here. You guys have a lot, like when it comes up to me in a reading, let me clarify. When I see Three of Pentacles in a love reading, in a relationship reading, it's telling me that you guys want the same thing. You're on the same page. but there's a little bit of like a concern that, is it going to stay this way? Is it going to stay on this path? Is this person who they're telling me they are? Right? So this is also coming up as advice for you, especially those of you who are scared. Don't be quick to shut the door. You know, for example, you know, somebody might be coming in and they might be telling you, hey, here's my issues, or here's the things I have to work on. And you're like, I really like this person. I want to be in a relationship with them. But man, what if they kind of go back to the old ways? You don't have to fully shut the door on them. You can be balanced. You can take it slow. You can take it slow. That's always an option. Or say everything is great and you don't have to worry about somebody having issues or having to heal. Some of you are manifesting a partner who's ready, who's like ready to commit, and they have everything in order. They've got all their ducks in a row. They're good to go. They're ready now. You know, you don't have to rush into it. And when you do find yourself getting overwhelmed or feeling scared that, oh my gosh, how can I trust this relationship? Or how do I know they're not going to change? Because you've been hurt in the past, there's going to be that part of you that's really tempted to just kind of say never mind and close the door on it and break up with them before they can let you down. And Three of Coins is like, or Three of Pentacles is like, look, you don't have to be that all or nothing about it. You can take it slow. You can take a step back. You know, you can let somebody know, I really like you. I want to continue getting to know you, but I'm just worried about it moving too fast. And I want to make sure that, if this is the right relationship, that we're going to be able to stay together. And you can let somebody know if you can't talk to them every single day. You can let somebody know if you can't see them more than once a week. Or like you can speak up and you can say, this is the pace I'm comfortable with. And I'm not trying to shut you out. I'm not playing hard to get. I'm not, trying to do it like power moves here. This is genuinely like, I like you, but I'm afraid of things moving too quickly. And I just want to really make sure that the feelings don't overpower the logic in the situation or the scenario. That we're getting to know each other also like on a mental level, right? On a logical level. So you don't have to be so all or nothing about the relationship. It's okay to kind of just, pump the brakes a little bit and slow it down. Because maybe in the past you've done this, Leo. You've just been like, what? Nope, I don't like this about this person. Never mind, next. And then later on you're like, oh, well, they had some good qualities. Maybe we could have worked that out, right? Again, Spirit is saying don't feel too bad about it, because whatever's meant to happen has happened, right? So trust that if you're not with that person, you didn't, walk away from the love of your life, okay? And if they are the love of your life, they will return. But for the most part, it happened the way it was meant to happen, and it's okay for you to move on. But now moving forward, now that you've had that practice, now that you've had those practice relationships, now you can know and say, okay, well, I kind of don't like this about this person, or I'm kind of maybe, I don't know how I feel about it. But before responding or reacting, before reacting out of fear and just completely cutting them off because I'm afraid they're going to let me down or disappoint me, let me maybe just kind of slow things down for a little bit. Let me observe, let me take in the information, and let me talk to them about that. Let me ask them some questions about that, or let me express how that made me feel, And then that way you can proceed in a more kind of calm way where you don't have to be afraid and you don't feel so pressured. Alrighty, my darlings, you may want to watch your moon sign and rising sign video. You may want to watch your Venus. I know a lot of people like to watch their Venus sign when it comes to love and romance. And one of the questions I get all the time is, how do I know? Like, how do I know which one's going to resonate for me? I can't tell you that. Everybody's different, but I can tell you how you can figure it out. You can figure it out by watching. You can watch other readers too, and you can watch and see which readers are, you can watch your moon, rising, your Venus for a few months. You can watch them for a few months, and then you can pay attention to what pattern you see. right? If you do this for a few months, you're going to realize what the pattern is, which, you know, if it's your moon, your rising, your Venus, which one resonates with you more. And it might change by time of year. Unfortunately, I don't have time to watch readings on YouTube like I used to. I was like you guys, I loved watching them. They were a lot of fun, but I've been really busy and I can't do it anymore. But one thing that I noticed when I used to watch them was something about the fall, like during the fall. It always seems to be, because my moon is on the cusp. My moon is on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini. And for some reason, during the fall time, Gemini readings would really resonate with me. To maybe, I don't know, 75-80%, which is, to me, I was like, oh, wow, that's surprising, because I didn't really claim that Gemini cusp. But for some reason, it was more of like a seasonal thing. So, you know, you're just going to have to see and notice what patterns you notice about yourself. If you're not sure about your chart and where all of your planets are, Truly Divine is still offering that really generous 30% off with the code. I've got their info in the description. You can check them out. And you can use that on all their reports as many times as you want. They're being super awesome and offering you guys the discount, their unlimited reports. And I want to see real quick, guys, thank you so much to the viewer who sent me these nails. Very creative, very beautiful, very shiny. I want to say thank you to Rapid Luxury for your generous, beautiful gift. And so if you want to check out her website, I have it linked in the description of the video. And if you want to check out her social media and support small business on Instagram and Facebook, make sure to do that as well. I want to say thank you to her for her generosity. And I thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to watch your weeklies, guys. I know love is fun. I know love is something everybody is interested in. But do not forget about you personally. Do not forget about your life and the rest of you, all the other parts of you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the weekly forecasts as well. Take care.